Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to join this Gen Z webinar, which is about creating one-to-one customer experiences with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. As an introduction, so this good-looking fella on the left side is Sam Gerards. Just for the record, this is not me. Unfortunately, Sam just before this webinar had to rush off to the hospital to attend family matters. Luckily, everything's all right. But my name is Renaud van Hoven. I will share my details and coordinates at the end of this the session of this webinar. I actually joined Gen Z just recently, a couple of days ago, as the head of Marketing Cloud. It's great to see in the attendee list a couple of familiar names who I've been able to meet in person the last few years. So welcome back. And I've joined in this webinar by Brian Farbrother. Brian Farbrother is actually our certified Salesforce Marketing Cloud consultant. He has more than 20 years of experience in IT and really a profound knowledge of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Brian has been instrumental and is working on a couple of active projects with, for example, VDIB and Inchcape. And Brian's going to be your host for this webinar. I'm going to give you an introduction on the Salesforce Marketing Cloud and share you the stories about VDIB and Inchcape and what we've done with these customers. Just some housekeeping. Know that you are in a listen-only mode. If you want to pop questions, you can do that in the chat. But at the end of this session, we will give everybody the opportunity to be unmuted and ask a question. So keep your patience and looking forward to that. So in terms of agenda, as said, this is an introduction webinar. So we're going to introduce you to the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, which is all about creating one-to-one customer experiences. So we're going to highlight the main modules about Salesforce Marketing Cloud, but know there are follow-up sessions foreseen for the rest of the year. So the majority of the topics you will see in this webinar will be dealt with in more detail in the next coming months. Now, obviously, if you can't be that patient and you're more in an urgent state of mind, I'm always happy to join you in a face-to-face conversation for coffee or for a chat on the phone with pleasure. So just 2 or 3 slides to introduce ourselves for those who don't know us. Gen Z, we're actually a Salesforce practice already with 25 consultants. We're part of the Kronos group that has been founded in 1991 already. That runs a turnover of over 340 million euro. We're one of the competence centers actually, working on, as said before, dedicated on Salesforce technology, where does the Salesforce practice within the Kronos group. The group allows us, being part of this group allows us to seek expertise where needed, if we don't have a certain business expertise or technology expertise ourselves in-house within Gen Z. So what we do is, if you look at the services we deliver, obviously we're here, when you talk about marketing automation, we're going to translate marketing strategy into, marketing automation is all about fundamentally changing the way you do marketing because you have a customer that has a different mindset that needs to be dealt with differently. And that different marketing strategy needs to be translated into optimizing business processes that we then will implement, will help you unpack your Salesforce licenses, integrate it in your marketing technology stack, custom develop if needed to tailor it to your needs, and provide training services and support services to continue optimizing the usage of your Salesforce Marketing Cloud technology. In terms of references, you'll see that we have both global as SMB local references. As mentioned before, Inchcape is actually you might not know this company, but they're a major importer of luxury car brands such as Toyota. We've been able to help them out for their Australian install base all the way up to their European operations. VDIB is another major marketing cloud customer of ours as well. But you see that we have a variety of verticals, of industries, and our references actually are spread amongst SMB, both as big companies, big organizations, big enterprise clients. So I'm going to hand over so far the introduction of who we are, who is Gen Z, and the Kronos Group. So I'm going to hand you over to, as said before, to Brian, our host, who is going to walk you actually through the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Brian.
Thank you very much.
Hear you.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear me fine. So I'm Brian Farbrother. Thank you very much for that introduction, Renat. I think I have control of the presentation now. So, as mentioned, we're talking about Marketing Cloud here today. This slide here describes the customer success platform, which does incorporate other Salesforce clouds, such as the Analytics Cloud, the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, etc. But today we're specifically describing Marketing Cloud. So, Marketing Cloud is designed from the ground up to help you create one-to-one customer journeys. It does four things really well. Firstly, it helps you unify your data to create a contextual view of your customers by combining all available data sources in individual contact records that are always changing and evolving. So these data points are always being updated as customers interact with your brand, with your products, whether they're consuming content, making purchases, or if they're just interacting with you across the web. So it brings together all these different sources of data into one place that you can then drive your intelligent marketing and personalize your communications with your customers. So personalized content across any channel, across any device, at precisely the right time. So every interaction is relevant to a customer. And because you're able to visually plan and map out these interactions during each stage of the customer lifecycle across channels such as email, mobile, and social media. And you're delivering relevant content. You're not just delivering mass marketing standard content to everyone. You're engaging across channel at the right time with the right content that's pertinent to that individual. And finally, you can analyze that interaction. You can measure the impact that your interactions are having with your customers. So you're not just sending out messages blind, you're receiving feedback from your customers from the way that they interact with the messages that you're sending out to them. So moving on. There we are. So Marketing Cloud has several key functions, and this slide lists most of those. We have Audience Builder, which enables you to have a common view of your customer. So any data that you receive in, purchases, web behavior, demographics, everything. We can use Personalization Builder to set up predictive rules and store all content that we have within Content Builder, and use Analytics Builder to measure marketing efforts. So individual messages are designed in the studios, so you can build your emails in Email Studio. So you can create SMS, MMS, and push messages as well within the Mobile Studio. And using Social Studio, you can listen, engage, and analyze the social properties that you have within your system. And so I'm going to talk about some of these elements further on in this presentation. But all of these feed into something called Journey Builder. And Journey Builder is the key sort of central component for Marketing Cloud, in that it enables you to bring together all of those different elements and set up individual interactions with your customers such that they can receive individualized communications across the right channels at the right time, no matter where they've come in from. So every step of the journey, I'm going to be taking you around this circle here, from awareness of your brand to acquisition of customer, onboarding those customers, then engaging with them and hopefully creating advocates out of them. So I'm going to be taking you around this circle, starting with awareness. So advertising has been our tried and true method, but it's mass media. We're sending out one-to-many email communications. We're just sending out large-scale batch emails and communications that aren't personalized. They're not individualized to a customer, they're not targeted, and they don't necessarily contain content that is of interest to everyone. So when starting out, an organization might start to send out batch and blast emails, fire and forget emails. So every subscriber for your emails receives the same content. They're easy to create, and you can use basic email tools to send them. So you can just send them out via Outlook or from your own mail servers. In some cases, we can create more personalized elements, such as calling a recipient by their first name. I'll just move on to the next slide. So using tools such as mail merge, we can personalize to a certain extent. We can add first name, last name, maybe some additional content that is just very simple, and we're merging in data that we have from a spreadsheet or from a database in order to make it a little bit more interactive, to show that we know who the customer is. There we are. But what we want to take this further, to really engage with the customer, so we can target communication with content that's likely to interest each individual recipient. We want them to see different things depending on who they are, what they've been doing. And using Marketing Cloud, we're able to add dynamic content to every email if necessary. Every individual email might be different to each of your millions of subscribers. So in this case, we've got dynamic content which is already prepared in advance. It's been uploaded to the system. It's uploaded to your email provider, such as Marketing Cloud or others. And then we select rules which govern the content that's displayed. So if you're sending an email to a male in their 30s to 50s, they may see different content to a female in their 20s, for example. That information is going to be coming in from different acquisition sources. So people will be filling in online forms. We may have information based on purchasing or something where a subscriber has browsed your website, searched for something, etc. But this sort of system typically requires that you have a dedicated email or a content management process. So you've already got that content stored in the system. You know that you've got 3,000 images, you have links, you have text. All those things need to be built and created specifically for each of those communications. And the more you personalize, the more you try to target individual subscribers, the more content you have to build for those subscribers. So we'd like to take it a bit further if we can. We may already have a website, we may have a blog, RSS feed, etc., already being created, already delivering content to subscribers. So using API-driven personalization, we're actually able to make use of that data, to make use of that content, and to target individual communications using already available content to us. We inject this content using APIs. You don't then have to upload that content to an email system. You can just bring it in. You've got an RSS feed that's updated daily perhaps, or much more regularly, much more frequently. And we can actually pull that in for each of the individual sends. And we've got some great examples, for example, where we have a review site which regularly uploads content reviewing electronics and other equipment. And they send out weekly emails to say, look at these new reviews. But at the same time, they also want to send triggered messages when a subscriber has said, okay, I want to find out when this product is being made available or is on sale at a certain price. So price alert emails that are going to be triggered by something that's happening in a separate system and is then causing an email to be sent out to those that have shown an interest in that product. And that content, that information is not coming from the email management system, it's coming from from a product system, from a warehousing system, or from a website. And we can consume that content and automatically feed that out as part of API-driven personalized emails. So we can take this, within personalized systems, we can bring in data not just from our website, from other content. In fact, Salesforce themselves use Marketing Cloud as for its digital marketing efforts. So they've got Sales Cloud, they've got Service Cloud, and Marketing Cloud, of course. They can bring all that data together they have about their customers, about the leads, about their product prospects, and they can bring all that data together and segment and personalize communication. They can promote upcoming events, send different adverts depending on whether or not you're a customer or whether you've attended a trade show or a show of some kind already. So that's awareness. We want to personalize our messages. We want to make sure that people are aware of our brand, but we take that to the next level. We want to acquire them. We want to generate more revenue with our email marketing by bringing in actual customers. So as Renat already mentioned, we've done something similar with Inchcape, a major distributor of automotive products. So within Inchcape, we've shown that we're able to create beautiful emails. We can, without using HTML, we can develop and drag and drop imagery and text and content into Marketing Cloud, and we can send any of these kinds at a massive scale. We can send these out in the millions of subscribers. We can also build them with a mobile first mindset. So most of our customers now are receiving emails via a diverse set of systems that may be mobile, maybe tablet, over a web email provider, or via things like Outlook and other clients. So Inchcape needed to be able to send out communications to customers and prospects from across dozens of dealerships in Belgium and worldwide. And along with us, we've helped them implement Marketing Cloud to bring together data from all of their dealerships in order to deliver sort of personalized, targeted messages which promote their brand and inform their customers. So within Gen C, we helped implement the Marketing Cloud from the very beginning. We helped with the business analysis, so we had to capture their requirements. They already have some marketing capability and they already do market to their customers, but they want to take it further. They want to provide one-to-one marketing. So we did provide some analysis. We've designed their journeys, and we've helped them with the transformation of data. Data is a very key part of this implementation because they've got so many different systems that are feeding their marketing systems. Data coming in from different dealerships, all potentially using different systems, being brought together, combined, normalized, and made useful for marketers to then tailor their marketing campaigns in order to send out useful messages. And we've helped them with the integration. We've helped them with training. We've helped, and we continue to help with support and creation of any new campaigns as well. So let's skip a bit far too forward. So the next stage in the circle is onboarding. So we've got a customer already interested in us. We now want to bring them into the system, and we want to help to engage with them, not just by sending them messages reactively. We also want to be proactive about the way that we interact with a customer. We don't just want to do this in a one-to-many format. We want to do this one-to-one. And because our customers have so many ways to interact with us these days, they may be coming in via a Facebook like, or they may be coming in from a LinkedIn message. They may be making a purchase, they're coming in from a website, downloading a mobile app, or even directly calling into a customer support line in order to interact with us. And we need to be able to capture as much of that as possible so that we know how our brand as a whole is communicating and interacting with our customers. So once we've onboarded, we need to engage and make sure they stay a customer. So we need to move away from this disconnected sort of campaigns that we typically use towards a behavioral sort of system. So we know what they're doing, and we can see that the behavior that they're performing, maybe browsing a website, maybe searching for particular products, and we want to be able to engage smarter with them. And we can use predictive intelligence now within Marketing Cloud to do this. And predictive intelligence gives us the ability to track the behavior of a customer and match that with sort of the wisdom of the crowd. So various people that have, I'm browsing a website, so I'm looking for 3 different things. Other customers, other people have done the same sort of behavior. They've browsed similar sort of products, and as a result of that have purchased or done other things, and we need to be able to capture that as well. So not just individual behavior, but the behavior of our customer base as a whole. And using predictive intelligence, we can capture that information and then make recommendations in our products in order to do that. So, as an example, this is an example from Calamos Investments. They make behavior-based decisions. So this customer, they're related to investment professionals. So they send out messages to financial advisors and such like, based on the behavior that a customer has performed on their website. They predict which piece of content they should send out to the financial advisors based on both their profile data, so they already have some information about who they are, but also what they've been doing on their website or on their mobile app. So we're using a product called Marketing Cloud Einstein. So Marketing Cloud Einstein is the name of the artificial intelligence system used within Marketing Cloud, which enables us to make intelligent decisions about the messages that we're sending. So Marketing Cloud Einstein, there's a big stamp that says it's coming soon. It's coming this year. It has these 4 major components. So we have Einstein recommendations, and this is where I'm talking about product recommendations. So wisdom of the crowds, people who browse for this product also browse for these things. The recommendations engine can be used to target emails and to provide dynamic content from your catalog and send out those messages that contain relevant recommended products based on the things that you've been doing. Social insights around the world automatically analyze tone and sentiment, so we can see how people are talking about us as a brand, either on Twitter or Facebook, LinkedIn or such like. So we can see what the sentiment is around the world without them actually interacting with us directly. A lot of people nowadays, if they have either an issue or they have a great experience, rather than sharing it with us directly, they may be sharing it via their Twitter likes or their LinkedIn messages. With segmentation as well, which is powered by a system called Crux, we're able to also bring together the best audiences for every campaign. This uses machine learning in order to build the segments and uses pattern analysis to understand the attributes of our customers in order to ensure that our segments that we're sending are as effective as possible. And using journey insights, we can target new segments. So we can not only the segments that we already have, but we could potentially get new segments, and we can determine the best channels as well. So a customer that normally interacts with us via mobile app, we can identify that and then predict that they would then continue to interact with us most effectively via mobile app. So we're engaging with our customers. We're making sure that our customers are happy, and if not happy, that we're engaging with them as quickly as possible. We know what they're doing, both on our websites, within our Facebook pages, within our LinkedIn pages, etc. We're able to see the communications that we're having with them via either via our CRM system or from other enterprise-based systems. And now we want to actually make them advocates of us. We want them to shout about us from the rooftops. We want to, make sure that they not only enjoy the interaction they're having with us, but they then spread the word. We want them to be telling everyone that they know that we're great. So social media is playing a critical role here. So we have to integrate the social media with our marketing, sales and service in order to be able to engage effectively with them. So a great example of this is Semantic. So Semantic are using Marketing Cloud with Social Studio in order to analyze sentiment. They can also respond more effectively to issues as they come about. If you have a product, or if you have a virus, or if a virus is becoming more prevalent, they may find out actually first via Twitter or via other means than their own systems picking those up. And because of that, they're able to analyze those communications and then target the correct internal groups so that they're responding via the correct methods, and that they're able to participate in each of those conversations. So they're not just hearing about these things and eventually dealing with it, they're dealing with it proactively. And they're also dealing with customer service issues via this method as well. So if you have a problem with an antivirus product by Semantic, and you posted something on Twitter about it, that message would be routed to the right group in Semantic, and they'd be then able to help deal with that issue, and also, of course, analyze that issue and see if it's something that may affect other customers. So that's the circle, that's the customer success journey. We started with making our customers aware of our brand. We acquire them, we bring them on board, and then we engage with them. And we engage with them in an effective way, which means that we're able to see who they are, what they're doing, and we can also then predict what they're likely to do next and make the best decisions about our marketing efforts based on behavior and based on the things that we think they're going to be doing in the future. And not just what we think, but what machine learning and artificial intelligence thinks is the best course of action to be taking next. And hopefully by doing so, we're then creating brand advocates, people that are shouting about us from the rooftops. Okay, so that's as mentioned, an introduction to the various components of Marketing Cloud. There are some additional webinars that we'll be taking during the course of this year to really delve deeply into the different products, how they work, and the best way to make them work for you. And I think we'll take questions shortly, but I'll be handing back on to Renaud in order to provide you some more information.
Excellent. Thank you, Brian, for this intriguing session. So as a potential next step, I would welcome you warmly to the next Salesforce Essentials event in Belgium. That takes place only once a year, and it is upcoming soon. It's Thursday, the 1st of June. So I will be there, but most of all, a lot of existing Salesforce customers, Salesforce prospects will be there. These events typically are highly intriguing and highly inspirational. So I like to encourage you all to join us for Salesforce Essentials. Now, before we go to the questions, of course, if you want to reach out to me, this is my picture. So you can reach out to me via LinkedIn, via Twitter, feel free, or you can click on the link on the You Can Book Me link, or you have access to my agenda if you want to schedule a phone call, a conversation, or want to grab a coffee, always willing to do so, happily. So if there are questions, in the console you will be able to raise your hand, so feel free to raise your hand and I will unmute you so you can pop your question. Or you can also do it in the chat, by the way, in the chat box. You can pop a question. So apparently everything was crystal clear for everybody. We can conclude the webinar. Thank you everybody for joining. We are already looking forward to taking this to the next level in the follow-up sessions of the webinar. And hopefully we will be able to meet up face-to-face during Cloudforce Essentials on the 1st of June. Have a great day. Thank you everybody. Bye now.